with. As you know, Minister, I've tabled some written questions and written to you on these reforms, and yet I still have concerns that the implementation of the ALN reforms may result in a drop in the number of young people being offered post-school education and training, given some of the ambiguities within the code. Now, I recently met with the National Association of Specialist Colleges, and we discussed the reforms, and I understand from them that the discretionary powers currently used by the Welsh Government, which ensures that all learners leaving special school aged 19 have been able to access the further education and training they need at a specialist FE college, for example, are not being maintained. And so instead, it will now be at the discretion of local authority officials who may not have the specific expertise to take on this task or even the capacity to do so. Now, I appreciate in your statement today that you will provide £2.1 million over 3 years for post-16 learners, but can you tell us if this money will be used for learners leaving special schools aged 19 and over, and whether that funding will be ring-fenced to ensure that those learners will be able to access learning opportunities? And what reassurances can you give to those cohort of learners with additional needs and their families that these reforms will not result in less opportunities for them in the future?
I appreciate that question. I think it's an important point. Just to be clear, the figure that I referred to in my statement was principally about the transition work from schools to further education colleges, which I know from questions he's asked me previously is also something which he is concerned about. And I think that that is an area of focus in the system, because although FE colleges have been working on these reforms in terms of their role for the past 5 years, it is only now that the first cohort is transitioning into further education. So, supporting that smoothly is critical, obviously, and that's what that funding is there to provide. In relation to the older age cohort, this is quite a complex landscape, but there is a transition process at the moment underway where decisions will be made by local authorities, but the Welsh Government will fund that provision, and we are working on a way of transferring the entire responsibility and control of that budget to local authorities themselves. But the Welsh Government will continue to be responsible for making decisions regarding funding placements for young people in year 13 and above up to years 25. So there's a twin-track approach here. If that isn't a full enough answer, I'm very happy to write to the member, but just there are 2 or 3 different funding streams which have 2 or 3 different ways of operating.